G'day, 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 you absolute bunch of bloody legends. LuzrBum back on your screen, providing you some high-quality retro technology, gaming, internet content, video stuff. Yeah, great news on the channel. Sometime in the last couple of months, we passed the bar of 100 subscribers. Yeah, read 'em and weep. 100 right there. Unfortunately, I have no way of telling who number 100 was, otherwise I would have congratulated them. Yep, and to celebrate that one, today's video is about the mods, because that's where a bunch of my subscribers and views come from, and also fans. Going to be doing some shout-outs and recognizing the fan community, especially in the second half. Let's dive right in. As you've seen in the title, this is going to be about aliases. So one of my subscribers commented on this. It's kind of annoying to have to use a menu to add and remove aliases because I have to reach for my mouse, right? Mods are text only, keyboard only, and then reaching for the mouse, clicking for the alias menu in Mudlet, creating your alias and go back kind of breaks the flow. I wonder if it's possible to add and remove aliases like using a command like alias n north. Great challenge, and something which the old mud client, which I use Zmud, which is paying, used to be, that was one of the standard features, and it's not there in Mudlet. So I thought, yeah, let's do that. I'm a coder, I can do this, no problem. And crikey, it took a lot longer than expected for reasons which I will explain a little bit in a moment. And yeah, I'll be putting a comment to the Lua community further down, or to the Mudlet creator community. Maybe I'll just whine and bitch to them, but hey, it's user feedback. Maybe it's inspiration to improve in future versions of Mudlet. So the challenge is, yeah, Inception. We're going to make alias to make an alias. We're going to have dreams within dreams, layers within layers. Woo-woo, mysterious right there. So let's look. Mudlet, let's join over into my Mudlet here. Here it is. I'm already logged into StickMud just by default. Just any old mud, and I'll go to the conclusion. So I've made exactly what SD was asking for. So let's say we've got a ninja here, and I want to command LN instead of typing. You know, normally I could type look at ninja, and then it would say yes, he's in a good shape and whatever. Yeah. Oh, it's a female ninja as well. And so instead of having to type look at ninja every time, imagine there's ninjas everywhere. And of course, there are ninjas everywhere. I want to make this automatically as an alias without having to go up here, you know, add item, etc. I want to do it directly. So I'm going to call it LN for look ninja, and then look at ninja. So exactly the syntax which was requested in the specification. I do this, it says alias ln not found. I'm creating the alias, and I'll test it right there. I now type ln, and it sends look at ninja. Ta-da! We have solved the problem. Easy, right? How did we do that? Let's go and look. So there, in aliases, there is now an alias called alias. Inception right there. Yeah, I had this funny joke here. It's like, yo dog, I heard you like aliases, so you put an alias in your alias so you can alias while you alias. That's a very 90s reference. Yeah, welcome you young guys, and the greybeards will get this one. So how did that work? So I've got an alias called alias, and I'm going to step through this just so you understand what's happening, maybe learn a bit about Lua and things like that, and I get to bitch about some of these implementations. Let's dive right in. And by the way, you could do this in just like 3 lines, but I've intentionally spread it out to make it more readable. So there's a global command called command, which always stores whatever the last thing you type. So in that case, that variable contains that alias ln look at ninja is in command, and I'm copying it to my command just because I wasn't quite sure what happens if somebody types or whatever. So my command is my local copy of this particular string here. Then we're just going to chop that string. So first I create a new variable, my command, without the first word, because I'm not interested in the first word. The first word is alias. Yeah, not interested in that. Alias, by the way, is here. That's the pattern that triggers this particular alias, and it's got the caret, that little hat at the front. That means that alias will start at the front, will only trigger if alias is at the front of a at the start of a line, right? I'll give you the other example. I've got a script, an alias over here set called GA, get all, so I can do that. You know, if stuff were lying on the ground, I could type GA and it's trying to get all, but there's nothing there. Unfortunately, that will also trigger if I type with GA is somewhere else in the line, right? And he's firing again. So if for some reason, you know, I have to use the word alias. Let's say I'm chatting with somebody on the mud and I'm saying, hey, I've got an alias which create aliases. Well, it would constantly be firing my alias. So by including the caret up here, that's caret, C-A-R-E-T, not carrot as in Bugs Bunny, it makes sure that it only fires at the front of the line. Get back into that in a second. Anyway, so alias is just the name of my command. So I'm stripping it away here. What I'm doing here in the string, I'm doing the substring. So I'm taking a part of this string and I'm taking the part which starts after the first space, which what I'm doing here. So I'm finding the space in my command, I'm adding one, so it goes one further over, that's my index, and from that index to the end of the string, that's my new one. So local my command without first word now contains this text. Next, I do that again. Second word, so I want to pick out ln, right? Because that's going to be the name of my new alias. So I do a similar thing. Get me from this one, so from the string ln yada yada, get me that one all the way from there to the next space. So I'm looking for the next space here and I'm just taking this. So putting that in there, that's going to be the name of my command. And then I'm getting a third one, my command without the second word. So I'm just searching for everything which is after that second space. So I'm getting that. Next, we're getting to create the alias. So what I'm doing is first I'm checking if the alias exists, because the command which we're using to create the alias is a Lua command / function, which is specific to Mudlet, which is called perm alias, permanent alias. And unfortunately, that will just create alias over alias over alias again. So I could have 6 aliases called ln, right, if I kept typing. So that's a weird implementation, Mudlet guys. Not sure why that is, but there's probably a good reason. I'll give you that one. And so to avoid creating the same one over and over again, I first check, does an alias called second word, so in my case called ln, exist? And if it does, then I just send a message to the player saying, hey, it already exists, you need to go to this graphical window and edit it. Here you have one. Wow, that cost me an hour. So in any programming language, I know if you have functions or methods called functions called exists, right? If exists something, they would return a true or false value, right? In Mudlet, it returns a count because aliases can exist multiple times. So instead of saying equals true or just if exists, which caused weird behaviors, you have to see if exists is more than 0. If it exists, then fire that. You know, could we rename this, or at least have one which is called count, right? Count of, right? Count of alias called ln, then I would have known it's a number. That's my first gripe, or second gripe. My third gripe, which is a really important one, I had a really hard time writing this code because it doesn't really throw errors at me at runtime. They're really hard to read. I wish they were like a console or a REPL or something. So, hey, is there something? Am I doing it wrong? Because on this, it would just keep firing and keep firing, because when it fails, it just carries on executing, but it fails silently. Is there a way to make this thing fail more noisily? Because literally, it took me over a week, not non-stop. It took me many attempts because I just kept getting discouraged because the thing wouldn't work, and it was a devil of a time finding out why it did. That's the second bitch. So if the oh, by the way, another one, there's no else command. Okay, there's no if then else, or I missed it. So if there is no, so if the count of aliases called ln is 0, so it doesn't exist, then I'm going to send, yep, hey, the alias doesn't exist yet, I'm going to create it. And then here I put together the string, right? This is the string which are actually going to be fired. So the Lua command to send that string to the mud is like this, and these are like escaping the double quotes there. So this is the command that I'm going to send, and then finally I just do create a permanent alias, which is going to have the name ln, which is not going to belong to any group. You could put a group here. Then have again the caret and ln. So the caret is so that ln only fires at the front if it's at the front of the line, and actually my parameter, which is going to be sent. So what happened is that it went through, it found all of those words, and then it created a new alias called ln with the pattern caret ln with the command send look at ninja. That's it, right? That's about it. We'll show you in a moment how to get that into your MUD. So how to get that into your MUD, you go to alias, you create an alias called alias, and you paste this text here. And we'll show you how to get that in a moment. A little one here, and this is really a bit arcane. Let's say I want... you know, in the MUD you can talk, right? You can talk to other people who are in the same room. So I could say, LuzrBum is a legend, right? So in case I don't, you know, I say it all the time, but I don't want to have to type it all the time. I want to make an alias for this. If I try to do that by an alias, I have to use single quotes, right? Like these quotes, instead of these quotes, because these double quotes are already used in the alias. So if I want to do that, I say alias, yo, that's what my name and my alias gonna be, say single quote, LuzrBum is a legend. I'm sure I could like do some code in there to escape that, to detect that and escape that. Yeah, so that's done. Whoop, yo already exists. Oh yeah, I was playing with that earlier. Sugar, for some reason. Alias. I'm going to call it yo2. I think I tested this feature earlier, and of course I created the alias. So say, I'm just going to say yo. Not found, creating yo2. You say yo. Okay, so that's working. Oop, and for some reason it's doing that twice now. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's because we now have two alias. Okay, that's another weakness which I'll have to fix now. Yo2 also starts with yo. I should probably be testing for the word and then a space behind it or an enter. So that's the way we are, but we're not going to focus on that. So I'm going to clean up my client here by deleting all these test aliases. Thank you for listening. So you learned something about programming, how to create aliases within aliases. Let's go back. So as I said, we did the old exhibit thing here about your aliases, and I've now, oh yeah, here's that the S Lions. He's one of the Mudlet makers, so I'll be putting a comment at the bottom of this very old video pointing at this video saying, hey, here's some bitching by me. So that's the way it is. Now, to get at the text, how can I get at this? I've created a GitHub repository. So GitHub is a place where you store source code, where you can store programs and make them available publicly. I've called it here, lots of description. This is how you use it. Whoops, I just need to fix that right there. See, so that's it. So it's a very collaborative thing. Multiple people can work on the same software over here, and it tells you what it's about, how to use it, some weaknesses. Exactly. Another weakness. See, the reason why I have to check whether the alias exists is because there is no way to remove an existing alias, or at least I didn't find the Mudlet Lua function to do that, which means the second part of the request, like having a command unalias, is not possible. Or just if I find it, then I would delete the old one and replace it with a new one. That's not possible. That's why people have to go back up to the graphical editor if they want to replace an existing one. So Mudlet guys, maybe there's something we can do about that. Maybe there's a reason why that's not there. And then it tells you how to install. There's the instructions there. The actual raw text file is also available. And of course, my silly graphics. All right, that was aliases in your aliases in your aliases. And that takes us, yep, now the fantastically well-designed LuzrBum.com homepage has now been extended. We don't just have the famous YouTube channel, we also have Instagram, subscribe and like there. Instagram is just pictures from Monitor 3, aka the whiteboard. We have a Twitter feed, follow me on there, and now we have also a GitHub location. So I'll put the link to the GitHub, but if you forget where it is, LuzrBum.com, hit the GitHub on the top right. And of course, while you're here, you could acquire some of this fantastic merchandise. Remember, I don't make a single penny, and if you think these prices are too expensive, send me a message. I'll send you the graphics file, and you can print your own. Support your local businesses. Maybe you have a t-shirt printer locally. I'll give you the file. You can get that printed there. All right, end of Inception, end of month stuff. Now time for a bit of the old fan service. Logical Extreme here a few months ago wrote preamble sucked, right? The thing when you enter the little jingle and whatever. Yep, it sucked. It's been replaced by this new one. I think I'll just play it again because it's so awesome, which was made with the latest, most modern CGI techniques right there. Millions of dollars went into this. So, yep. On this channel, I do listen to my fans, including Logical Extreme. So fix the preamble. It sucks less. I do want to give a shout out to my friend here, Clinics Lalo XA, because he's one of my very early fans. I know him personally, young kid. 12 years old, speaks several languages, and he, off his own bat, volunteered and gave me that first original intro, or preamble, which you didn't like so much. So definitely shout out to him. Go check out his channel if you speak Spanish or German. And yeah, so thanks for that. While it lasted, it was a good intro. More fan service. Somebody, Evan L, said, if somebody called my game gay, I would feel bad. That's actually bad, right? So my original first steps to mudding, I said something about, which one was it? I can probably tell you which one it was. Hang on. It was like one of the muds I just said. Whoops, connect. I think it was Avalon. Yes, I said Avalon sounds a bit the G word. So I apologize to everyone, to the community. That was completely retarded of me to call that mud gay. Next, just as I said, we cracked 100 subscribers. Great, up to you. I do want to note out we've got some great names out here. Ikus Reese, Coyote Primes, Jova Meister, Rainbow Donut, so Epic Liar, Even in Death I Still Serve. So whatever else this community has in common, they do have a calling for some pretty cool YouTube usernames. Want to recognize and appreciate that right here. One of the more recent ones, Shi Tsung Shen. So I got Chinese guy who's following all kinds of, or Taiwanese who's following all kinds of stuff and is now following me. I'm very flattered, right? This is who he's subscribing to, and yeah, I'm in there as well. So welcome, Shi Tzu. As I said, one of the most recent one, Ikus Reese, just because of the name, like he's a horse, is. Yeah, I don't even go there. This one here, the legendary, lots of Arabic writing, right? So this is him. I guess this is the kid. So he subscribed a couple of months ago. I'll be putting a shout out in the comments to him as well, so you can see that he's being mentioned in this fan service section of the video. How inclusive is this channel? We got Taiwanese, we got, how old can he be? 8, 10, 12 years old? Arabic speaking kids who are following this. That's awesome. That's, let's come together. There's equals myself. That's about it. I'd say thanks very much. Remember, everybody, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Remember to tell your friends to like, share, and subscribe. You're all a bunch of bloody legends. Go on the website, buy some merch, especially be bloody awesome. You're all a bunch of bloody legends. I'm LuzrBum, and I'm out of here.